Okay, what you will need to do next is start listening to the voice memos and making sure that the other virtual assistant has made entries in the correct sheets that have matching voice memo codes. So before we begin, what you would need to do is go to the folder and then listen to the voice memo. Now, every voice memo will start with one or two words. The words that they will start with can all be found in the information sheet. Examples would be sample, lead, revenue, account payable, or account payable decrease, shipping label created, common problem. Those are just some examples of what the voice memos will start with. And under every single word is an explanation of where you should find matching voice memo codes. So just by looking at this, if a voice memo code started with sample, then an entry should be found in the sample folder. So if we go to Assistant, there's the sample folder. So there should be a matching entry found there. So I'm about to go through a couple of them just to explain. But before we do, I just want to say two things. The type of voice memo that you're going to write down should be the first words that you hear. However, there are two scenarios that could occur. One scenario is that our employee who is creating the voice memo says something wrong or realizes he has the wrong information, so he'll say the words "do not use" during the course of the voice memo. If you hear the words "do not use," you will write "do not use." You also will write "do not use" if it is clearly evident that something is wrong with the voice memo being created. Another scenario that could occur is that there is the same voice memo being made. In that case, you would write duplicate. Now, you really don't even have to listen to the voice memo to know that. I could find the duplicates right now. Usually, if there's a duplicate, there will be a parentheses at the end of the voice memo. However, you also have to make sure that there's the same title plus the parentheses. So let's find some duplicates. 13, 11, 14, 19, 39, 35. 13, 11, 14, 19, 39, 35. This is a duplicate. I'm going to keep going down. 13, 11, 14, 19, 44, 46. 13, 11, 14, 19, 44, 46. That's also a duplicate. There's a duplicate here. I mean, you could also do that by hitting Control F. Two of two. So here's a duplicate. Here's a duplicate. And this is also a duplicate. So now that we have the duplicates eliminated, we can start listening.
Screen sold. A1, A3, A4, A5, A7, A28. Do not use.
You didn't put that in
You heard the words do not use in that voice memo. 13, 11, 14, 12, 47, 59. There you go. So we have do not use. The next voice memo
screen sold. A1, A3, A4, A5, A7, A26, A27, C1, C2, C3, C5, C7, C8, C9, C10, D1. 16 screens sold, revenue $448.
Okay, so we did not hear the words do not use, so that is an entry we need to check up on. So the type of voice memo, I'll play it again.
Screen sold.
That's a screen sold voice memo. So right here you're going to write screen sold. And now what we do is we go to the information sheet and let's see what we need to check for. It says here that we need to check for there is a matching voice memo code in the screen sold folder. So put this here, and if there is, we'll put an X next to it. But we haven't checked yet. Just so you know, if it isn't there, you will write and you would highlight that in red. That would be if so. But we haven't checked yet. And let's see, before we go checking, if there's anything else we need to check for. So that was screen sold. Oh, we need to make sure that there is a matching voice memo code in the revenue folder. So you just put that there. And this will help me to know that you've checked. So first is, it's very simple. What you do is you copy, and you need to look in the screen sold folder. So you go to Assistant, Screen Sold, and what you do is you hit Control plus F, and you could find it in Sheet. Then you paste that code, and it's highlighted. If you find a highlighted code, that means that they put the correct entry in there. So this is here, and an entry has been put in, so we're good. So you would put an X there. Then there is a matching voice memo code in the revenue folder. So, revenue folder, you go to Assistant, let's see if there's a folder called Revenue. There is, you click on it. You're going to hit Control F. And there is a matching voice memo code there. So you put an X there. So we're going to do the next voice memo.
There you go. Screen sold. C11 D6. $29 each. $58 total. 631-740 4941 Danny. Deal by Matt. Payment note. Sold one iPhone 4S white and one iPhone 4S black. Paid me in cash.
Okay, we did not hear the words "do not use," so this is also a good voice memo.
There you go. Screen sold.
So there's screen sold. For this you would write screen sold. Now let's go back to the information. What do we need for screen sold? There's a matching voice memo code in the screen sold folder. And there's a matching voice memo code in the revenue folder. Let's check. Copy. Let's go to screen sold folder. There is one there, so we'll put an X there. There's matching code in the revenue folder. Let's go to revenue. There is one there. Duplicate, so we don't need to do anything. Let's listen to this one.
Screen sold. D8. $29. 631-740-4941 Danny. Sold by Matt. One iPhone white 4S. Paid in cash.
Okay, so we didn't hear the words "do not use," so that also is fine.
Screen sold.
And that's screen sold. And go back to the information sheet. Let's check. There's a matching voice memo code in the screen sold folder. Yes. And then there's a matching voice memo code in the revenue folder. And look, there is no matching code there. So if something like this happens, that's where you need to go back to the sheet and write, there is no matching voice memo code. And highlight that in red. So the reason that's important is I could see if the virtual assistant is doing their job correctly. If I looked at here, they transcribed this fine, they transcribed that fine, but right here they forgot to transcribe this. This is very important because I need to make sure everyone's doing their job right. And I'm going to do one more just to go through it. Let's see what we have. 1119.
Travel expense. Paid $38 for gas.
Let's check that out. So we go to travel expense. Well, we could travel expense. There's a matching voice memo code in the travel expense folder. So this is travel expense. Let's see if it's there. So what we do is let's hear this again.
Screens.
Oh.
Travel expense. Travel expense.
And there you go, it's there. See, I matched the duplicates, you wouldn't have that problem. Okay, so this shows me that this job was created right, this job was created right, they forgot to do this, and this was done right. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me.